Hi everybody, Brian again, Russ from the West Ham Network. Hope you're all safe and well. Monday. It's never easier, is it, when West Ham lose? Oh dear. At lunchtime today I gave through my ratings, but also did a bit of analysis about Moyes' starting 11s over his second tenure at West Ham in terms of players and percentages, and just all a bit stale yesterday, weren't it? As I said on the little thumbnail, West Ham are passive, and we were very, very passive yesterday. That's for sure. So, three stories today, as per usual. Dust ourselves off and go again, as we always do. We've been West Ham fans long enough in the tooth to know these things happen. So we've got three stories of three incomings potentially. I think it's going to be a busy week. I bloody well hope it's going to be a busy week. We've only got 2 weeks left of the transfer window, really. So let's start with midfield. So let's start with Ashley Maitland-Niles. I always used to call him Maitland-Niles, but it's Maitland-Niles. So apparently we want to sign the versatile Arsenal player before September. I almost said January. For September, the transfer window closes. According to a report from the Daily Mail, who claimed the 24-year-old is on the Hammers' radar this summer. Obviously, we're desperate for reinforcements and also, I think, just energy. We need some energy. We need some new buzz in the side. And the Daily Mail reckon that the Hammers could swoop for the Arsenal man this summer. I think it'd be a great addition to the club, not just for what he brings, but also just its diversity in terms of he can play a few positions, which Moyes likes. We know he likes that. He apparently earns around 50 grand a week at Arsenal. So, personal terms for the five-capped England international wouldn't be a problem. He's a Goodmayes boy as well, born in Goodmayes, so just down the road from Stratford. He's got power, he's got pace, he's got athleticism. We know what he can bring, and he could bring stiff competition for that sort of midfield role as well, in terms of Declan Rice and Souček. I think it could be quite a shrew, and also he can play both full-back positions as well. And also, he has played more advanced roles as well for Arsenal as well. So a multitude of positions he could come in and play. Arsenal probably want about 20 million for him, but it could be we get him on loan. That's another option. 20 million. Yeah, probably about right. If apparently Arteta's ready to sanction his exit from the Emirates this summer, whether we get him for 20 million or whether we get him on loan, I think it'd be a good deal. I really think it'd be a good deal, and he just adds a bit of quality to the squad. We had one goalkeeper on the bench yesterday, so small mercies. Let's talk about another in terms of the Club Brugge midfielder Hans Van Aken. Or Vanaken. You say Vanaken, I say Vanaken. And he's trying to push that deal through, isn't he? He really, really is. Obviously, reports from Belgium last week that West Ham had originally offered about €10 million, which is about £8.5 million. But Club Brugge rejected that. Apparently, they're open for him to go and are actively seeking his replacement as well. And obviously we went in for him in 2020 for the giant Belgium international. 6'5" he is, but yesterday on when he was interviewed, he's basically saying I want to go to West Ham. He says clearly there's an interest there. Enough has been written about it. We're having new talks tomorrow, and we'll see where it ends. I think it could be my last chance to play in the Premier League, and I want to do it. Hans turns 30 in the next couple of days, so it's a very different. This is a now signing. This is not one for the future, and I don't mind that. I'll be honest. People go, he's 29, he's 30, or this got Emerson. He's going to be 28. We need some now players. We need some players who can play now, rather than having some who are going to be good in 2 years' time. And he would come in, and he would definitely offer something in that 10 role, I think, as well, which I think is an area we very much. You look around the squad, but that 10 role, we just haven't got the quality at the moment. Lanzini'S not there. I don't think Fornals is the right person for that. I don't know where his right position is, but for me, I think that 10 role, he could come in. He's as a 6'5", so again another giant in the squad. He's turned out for Club Brugge 350 times since arriving in 2015. He's got 102 goals and 73 assists in that time. So an outstanding record. I know people say it's only in Belgium, but still it's an outstanding record, in my opinion. The Club Brugge boss, Karl Hoefkens, has hailed him as incredible. But those days working together do seem to be over. And as I said, him coming at 6'5", Skamaka 6'5", Tommy Soucek 6'3", Declan 6'1". That's deep before we even looked at the defenders. So the land of the giants. So maybe we could. There was one report I was reading saying he could end up starting against Villa on Sunday. So this could rapidly develop. I think we have to sign him by Friday midday, don't we? But he's already playing for Club Brugge. So he's already playing. He's not unlike Skamaka, who didn't have a pre-season, or Cornet, who didn't really get any match time for Burnley. He's already playing. So he can hopefully come in and just hit the ground running. He's hoping. And then one for the future then. That's one for the present, that's one for the future. So according to Fabrizio Romano, West Ham are believed to be making a move to sign the Flamenco midfielder Lazaro, but face stiff competition for his signature. Apparently we've had an initial offer of £6 million rejected for the Flamenco midfielder, who's a promising Brazilian, and apparently expected to continue discussions in the coming days. The transfer guru, Romano, wrote on Twitter saying that West Ham approached for the offensive midfielder. £6 million opening proposal has been rejected. Flamenco want more than this, and negotiations will continue. And West Ham are apparently very keen on the former Brazilian under-17 international, whose deal runs out in 2025. Now, He's 20 years old. He's only in the early stages of his senior career. So well as, Hans is very much for now, he would be for the future. Maybe the future number 10, maybe. He's been described as a quality offensive all-rounder. He's played 56 games for Flamengo and scored 8 goals with 8 assists. He's netted 4 goals and 2 assists in just 19 games so far this season, and he's basically a very creative asset. It's not too unlike a certain Argentinian jewel in the crown we had in terms of Manu Lanzini, and he could well be the heir to Lanzini. I can definitely see that. Lanzini's got 12 months left in his contract, albeit with the club having a 2-year option on top. So it remains to be seen whether his long-term future will be in David Moyes' side. There was talk this season, during the close season, of Manu going back to maybe River Plate, for example, with his young family and moving back to Argentina. So could Lazaro be Lanzini's potential successor? Lanzini hasn't been at the races this season, has he, really? So who knows? Who knows? But you can see the parallels there, and I can see something happening, potentially. But we need to up the money. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. As I said, thank you very much for your time. Go back and check out the lunchtime show. See if you agree with my ratings. I was harsh. I'm not usually harsh, but yesterday annoyed me. Yesterday really annoyed me. And so I was a little bit more critical than I usually am on players. But also it's quite interesting looking at David Moyes' team selections and looking at, since his second tenure here, how many players he's played and how many players he hasn't played. More importantly, it's some really interesting stats and figures, so go back and check that out. Keep an eye on the channel this week. Obviously we've got previews for the Viborg game, the Aston Villa game. We hopefully get an ex-Hammer or two on for this week for you. We've got them lined up, but whether they turn up is another story, really. But anyway, so take care, stay safe, stay positive, keep the faith. Hopefully have a busy week on the transfer front, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. Ta-ta for now, my friends. Bye-bye.